child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. When you have to rise above the rest and prove yourself, your spirit never dies. Farewell, I've gone to take my throne above, but don't weep for me, 'cause this will be the labor of my love.
Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious, somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds, but I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT, it's hustling, chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin', halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me, go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week. Raw, time to go off, gone, deuces goodbye. I got a world to see, and my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer, nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people now. this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching.
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
So we put our hands up. So we put our hands up.
And all my people say, that's right. And all my people say, and all my people say,
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
City's breaking down on a camel's back. They just have to go 'cause they don't know where. So all you feel the streets is appealing to see. You won't get undercounted 'cause you're dead and free. You got a new horizon, it's ephemeral style. A melancholy town where we never smile. And all I wanna hear is the message beep. My dreams, they gotta kiss me 'cause I don't get sleep, no. Windmill, windmill for the land, the earth forever hand in hand. Take it all, live on your stride. It is kicking for.
Hello and welcome back to the Rekt League. We have Game 2 coming up with Team Air Drake versus Team Mountain Drake. I'm your host, Darth Ted, joined by Zabel and INDOL.
What's going on, guys? Today we've got an exciting game here. These both Air Drake and Mountain Drake are actually tied with 3-3 in the standings. So this game is going to be super important. Whoever wins this series is going to take the lead over the other one. Zabel, taking a look at this matchup, what's the first thing pops out to you?
Well, the first thing I'm looking at here, I'm looking at the mid lane. I think that's going to be a pretty big deciding factor in this game. You have Mountain versus Air. Looks like they both have some decently strong mid laners. And I'm just kind of looking to see who can solo kill who first.
Yeah, the mid lane is going to be a definite fun interaction there. Gulen is actually the season 1 MVP in mid lane. He had a nasty Corki, so I'm excited to see if he's able to channel that back history and really propel Air Drake into the front of the standings here. So we're going to check to see if they are ready, and we can jump right into Champ Select when both teams are good to go.
All right.
We're good to go. Yep, looks like we're going to jump right into Champ Select. Is there any bands you're going to be expecting to see off the gate?
I am looking for I think they're going to try to ban away that Malzahar from Defox. It's his most played, and he's so strong on it.
It's the last you'll get.
So I'm looking for them to ban that away. I think that's going to be one that they're going to want to take away from him.
Totally agree. That's going to be. Oh, and it looks like they're just going right into it. They came in with the game plan.
No hesitation.
No, Isikli's been loving that Ashe all Rekt League. It lets him start the fight with Ashe's ultimate arrow, and he's been a real big playmaker for Air. So they take that away, and they're taking away Defox's Ari, who's super strong in the meta right now. How do you feel about that GP ban?
Shoemaker's game plan is so good. I've actually had to. I think we've played against it either once or twice now in our games against them, and he was just so strong. So it's definitely a good ban over there.
Yeah, and that can be annoying to fight against in the top lane. GP does have that poke with his Q, and he's a bit of a ticking time bomb. And speaking of time bombs, they go ahead and ban away the Zillion.
They set you up for that segue.
That's super nice. Yeah, Zillion's actually been showing have been having a lot of FaceTime in the Rekt League here. His ultimate's just too good, and if you're able to land those bombs, it can shut down an entire engage.
Okay, there's the Nocturne ban. Looks like they're trying to shut down any split push from Mountain. Nocturne is a great pick, and you have a split pusher on your team.
Absolutely.
Oh, the Malzahar. I'm really surprised that got through.
Wow, and they first pick it. Looks like they do value that Malzahar as strongly as you were saying. Yep, so then we're going to see right now if they have an answer to the Malzahar, and they decide to secure the Nami for Cop there.
Yeah, I'd like to see him pick their bot lane here. I think Icically can kind of pick whoever he wants. I mean, I think he'd pick the Ezreal would be my first guess. Oh, it looks like they're going with the Zac. Interesting.
Zac, yeah. Dainty Taco was showing some success with the Zac in the last couple games. I think this is his comfort pick here. He was trying some other champions. He's found the most success with Zac.
Finding a strat on Zac. Let's see if he can do it.
And then the Zyra for the bot lane. Zyra is an aggressive support here. Can really chunk people down. And we have the Gragas for Unstream.
Yeah, I'm hoping I see the Predator Gragas coming out.
Yeah, when you got that big belly coming in with the Predator, that is oppressive for sure. Oh, and he's switching between.
Okay, Gulen's Anivia. He is strong on that Anivia, so that's going to be a good lane for him.
Yeah, Gulen's able to wall just so perfectly with Anivia, and you can split up an entire team. You can zone people out while picking off the tanks in front. We're going to the bans to get rid of the Kaisa.
Yeah.
Yep, Jinx would definitely be a good ban here. Sonic does love his Jinx. We're getting rid of the Aatrox for Shoemaker. Shoemaker can go mid with the Aatrox as well, as we've seen. So we'll see if they go ahead with the Jinx ban. And no, they get rid of the Alawi from Ratty Z. That's good. I mean, Ratty Z can be quite the bully, but they leave Ratty Z with his Scion, his trademark top laner.
He has a lot of games on Alawi. I think that's a good ban by them. They might have just OPGG'd that and banned the first one. Scion is a much better pick for him, though. He performs a lot stronger on that.
Yeah, totally agree.
I definitely think I'm going to see him pick that up, yeah.
The Scion is a great engage. Couple that with the Gragas ultimate or the Zyra ultimate, where it's an AoE effect, and it's going to definitely do damage to everyone and CC to everyone in the zone.
Yes.
It's a great idea. And they're gonna lock in the Xayah. How do you feel about Xayah in today's meta?
Pretty strong bot lane there, and it looks like they kind of have gone for the if they do take that Scion top, they already have the Gragas Malzahar. Xayah is so good into those kind of wombo combo fights.
Yep, absolutely. Xayah Nami also in lane is he's meanwhile he is hovering. Sonic's hovering the Draven. We'll see if he actually does pick it. No, he goes with the Jhin.
My only concern
The
for
Jhin.
top, yeah, if they don't get that Jhin super ahead, their damage is going to be super low.
Yeah, Jhin works more into to bruiser comps. I feel like but with the Zac, with the Ari egg, we'll see if what they go with top lane with Shoemaker though. But if Shoemaker goes to tank here, Jhin may not be relevant. And he goes Fiora. He wants to punish the Scion with this pick.
That is so strong to that Scion because his stun is so predictable.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of a delay. Um, but the parry from Fiora, for those of you who don't know, Fiora has a move where she shoots out a line skill shot. But if any CC hits her in that meantime, she then reflects the CC back onto the person who had casted it, as long as the skill shot hits. So Scion likes to take his axe over his head and smack it down on the ground and knock it up. If Fiora is able to parry that with her W, Scion loses pretty much the majority of his damage.
Mm. Yeah, the 4v4 here for Air is looking really strong. You have the Zac and Nivea combo with the Nami Zaya. Super, super strong in that 4v4 if they want to engage or disengage even with the Nami and Nivea. So they're going to be looking to let that Fiora split push probably most of the game.
Yes, definitely agree with that. Fiora is much more a split pusher. Although I do have to say that Mountain has a very strong composition here. With the Scion running in, with the Gragas Predator running in, you're able to get a fight started when you want it to start and pick off those that are separated from the group.
It's going to be interesting to see what jungler can snowball his. I think they're probably going to be looking to either that bot lane or mid lane to snowball. We'll see who can get the first blood.
Yeah, first blood actually a 50% of first bloods have been going to Air Drake in their games, while Mountain has only been getting 16% of their first bloods. So even though they have the same record, it seems that Mountain takes a little bit longer to get going, but they succeed more in the end game. Where Air Drake likes to are a bit more aggressive, and he likes to get started right away.
Guess we'll see if they can do that with that comp. It's pretty late game scaling, but they do have the Zac E is very, very good at early ganks.
Yeah, absolutely. Zac's such a good ganker because he can jump so far over terrain. It's hard to predict where he's coming from. A popular place is from the Raptor Pit. You could be jumping over the walls from the Tri-Bush. There's so many options, and you can't ward everywhere. So let's dig in a little bit into this mid lane matchup. How do you feel the Anivia plays into the Malzahar?
I think that's pretty free lane for Anivia. I mean, she wants to shove. Malzahar is going to shove her early, but after 6, she's just going to shove him in probably most of the game and maybe look to roam. I think it's really just going to be a farm fest mid. I'm not expecting to see too much action aside from jungler ganks, but the Malzahar did take Ignite, so he may be looking to get that first blood on Anivia.
Yep. The Rekt League special, the mid laners who typically don't take Ignite, our players ignore that and they just want the blood. They're going in. Malzahar normally might take Ghost. I've seen a lot on Malzahar. I've seen the teleport on Malzahar, but Defox, he's taking that. He's going right in. With 30 seconds left, then let's take a look into the bot lane matchup. Who do you think this one's going to favor right off the bat?
Ooh, I think, honestly, depending on how Cop plays on the Nami, I think that the Zyra Jhin is very, very strong early, especially with that Ignite. If they can dodge those Zyra roots, they should be able to just out-sustain them and out-poke them too. But if they even hit one root, they're probably going to look to be getting that first blood bot lane.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because both sides of bot lane have a double snare, right? Nami can hit her bubble, which holds them up in the air. Zaya can shoot her feathers past the target and recall them, which will also root them. However, Zyra, the plant goddess, has that root that shoots out, and then Jhin shoots a line skill shot, which also roots them in place too. So both sides have potential long durations for snares, which can set up massive damage. It looks like the game is loading up now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the keystones. Anything popping up to you right away?
Pretty standard. I love that Hail of Blades on the Jhin. I know it used to be the Fleet Footwork that people took on him, but when they reworked the runes, they added that Hail of Blades. That is just so strong on reload AD carry like Jhin. And the Predator, like I saw, expected that on Gragas.
Yeah, and I would love to dive into why the Hail of Blades is such a smart choice on Jhin, because his 4th shot gives him bonus speed, and the way Jin's passive work, his 4th shot gives him bonus movement speed. Hail of Blades is just going to add on to that movement speed. And also, Hail of Blades gives you bonus attack speed. The way Jin's passive works is when he gets more attack speed on him, it just converts straight into damage. So with those two parts of Hail of Blades, it's almost a keystone designed too perfectly for Jin. And there's actually been talks about trying to nerf it. It's a great choice on him.
Yes, it is.
And here we go into the game. We are loading up, getting ready for Mountain versus Air. And we start off with a game being paused. Let's get hyped. Oh, the Rekt League special. Well, we can take some more time than looking at the other keystones. So you had mentioned the Predator on Gragas. You being a jungler extraordinaire here. Let's get into why this is so strong.
The Predator is so strong right now because it gives you such a high gank mobility. A couple minutes into the game, first back, if you buy boots or your jungle item and buy boots second back, you can gank any lane. And you can come from certain angles that you can get to fast enough. Even if it's warded, your move speed makes it so they almost have to flash. And then bonus damage, you can secure a kill if they don't have any mobility.
Yeah, absolutely. And in League of Legends, mobility is so important. We had touched on it with Jin and Hail of Blades and getting that bonus movement speed. Predator on Gragas just lets you jump in there and flop that big belly, like you had said. Now, it looks like someone had run to the bathroom during the loading screen. That is an emergency if I've ever heard of one. So let's take a look then at Ratty Z with the Comet on Scion. There's a couple keystones you can go. You can go Comet, you can go Grasp. How do you feel about his choice here?
Yeah, I personally like the Aftershock into Air's team because they are such high damage. Maybe he's looking to just get a little more harass on the Fiora with that Comet. I would have liked to see him take Aftershock, but we'll see if he can do some work with that Comet in lane and bully her out.
Yeah. I guess it's more comes down to poke or poke in lane or protection mid game. It looks like pings are going out, and perhaps a defensive start for both sides here.
Yeah, they're just watching those choke points. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to do anything too risky right now.
Yep, no early game shenanigans. Unlike the previous game, I know both Inferno and Scuttle are hyper aggressive, so we just ran right in the middle. Yeah. So this is smart too, especially with a jungler like Zach. He could be a little weaker in the early game.
Yeah, getting invaded on Zach just feels bad.
Yeah, it's
He's
definitely
so low.
Minions have spawned.
If we look at the starting items as well, Fiora and Scion both going Corrupting Pot. Go ahead. Do you want to touch into the mindset that you could have of starting Corrupting Pot instead of Doran's Shield or Doran's Blade? What's the thought process?
I think the Corrupting Pot is very, very good if you combo it with the Inspiration Tree and take the Biscuit Delivery. I'm not sure that either of them did that. I can check really quick. Doesn't look like Scion took it. But yeah, Corrupting is just super OP in top lane right now. You don't have to spend money on potions. You can stay healthy while dealing a little bit more damage.
Yeah, absolutely. The potions definitely. Let's jump down to the Unstream's pathing choice down here. With the Krug start on Gragas, what you can do is going from red buff to Krugs gives you enough gold to buy boots, and you can't use your Predator Keystone until you buy boots. So we'll see if he actually backs immediately after this to take advantage of that, or if he's just going for that XP boost that Krugs give you.
Oh, it looks like he's back, and let's see if he gets the Predator. I'd like to see him early gank that mid lane, because Anivia is so level.
Yep, absolutely. And there we have Dainty Taco just going from blue to Raptors to red.
He was seen by that ward on the Raptors, so if Mountain was paying attention, they will know that he's probably doing his red buff now. So Scion probably won't push up too far to see if he can get anything done.
Yeah, and that information is so important. When you know, the jungler's job is to stay hidden as long as possible until you're ready to gank, so no one can tell or predict your path here. And there's already both top laners are mid HP right now. They are getting aggressive with each other.
Sion does have the potion advantage right now, so I'm going to look to see him try to get a little more damage out of the Fiora. Oh, Graga's coming in with the Predator gank already. Oh, she blocked the barrel. Good auto damage, though.
Yeah,
That W hurt so bad early game.
absolutely. And Shoemaker having to back this early in lane is kind of painful, and it looks like Red is going to take advantage of this by freezing the lane. For those of you who don't know, if you have 4 or more minions on your side in top lane, you can actually hold the wave right where it is. And the advantages of this is that the opposing top laner has to move closer to your tower to try and get any gold from the minions. It also protects you from ganks because the jungler also has to walk all the way down into lane, and if he wants to get any damage, likely he's going to go under your tower to apply it.
And now the good thing for Air in that situation is they do have the Zac who can jump over that top side tri-bush wall. And then if he does die to the tower, his passive will save him. Ooh, Fiora getting stunned up by the Scion there, taking a lot of damage. Shield damage.
Oof. And she actually came back to the lane with a Colt.
Oh, great bubble there, bot lane. Zac going in with the E, pulls Jin back, the exhaust on the Jin. No flash, that's the first blood for Xayah. Very well played by Air Drake. Ooh, Gragas going in top, oh my gosh. Action all over the map. Gragas actually flashed body slam that Fiora, so she didn't have time to flash away. It's a quick 1-for-1.
Very quick 1-for-1. And we're going to see the kill went over to the Scion as well, so he can continue to bully here. But the first blood going on Xayah is huge. That's great. That's going to get that snowball going, and Jin's not going to be able to bully her as much if she goes ahead and purchases, let's say, a BF sword first back.
And no summoners on that Jin or Zyra. So Zac's going to be looking to just camp that bot lane, I would assume.
Yep. Dainty Taco is doing a good job right now. He had taken the Gragas' Raptors, but actually they're just trading Raptors. Defox, however, is looking to see if he's able to spot him, and he hits the plant the wrong way.
Defox is in a bad spot right now. Shield is burned. Gets the hook on with the Q. E lands, has to flash out of that one.
I have to say, I'm very impressed with Dainty's early game here. I know last week he had struggled a little bit. It took him a little bit of time to come online, but he's making his presence known with this Zac pick.
He is. I believe he's already burned. That's 3 flashes now?
Yep, that's going to be
Malzahar,
3
Jin,
flashes
Zyra.
down.
In 6 minutes. So he's going to be looking to continue those ganks.
All right, and then we have, looks like the laner's coming back to lane. That Peak Ward was taken out, that Dainty Taco had left on Unstream. Now, even though there was a early gank on Sonic, the man is farming up. He's able to secure almost double the CS lead on Siggy's.
Oh, I did not notice that. That's insane. So that about evens out the gold.
Yeah. Taco was hovering down in bot lane, and I'm sorry if I'm a little delayed. My my game still keeps freezing, so we'll see here.
I want to see Taco gank. Looks like he's just trying to farm up right now. He's headed towards bot lane. Oh, good bubble on the Jin again. No summon.
Yeah, Goy is popping down there
Oh,
too.
that's a dead Jin. Nami might go down. I mean, Zyra might go down here too. And this is the root. Nivea should be able to pick this up pretty easily. Oh, looks like we didn't have any follow-up damage. Zyra actually makes it out. Pretty lucky there for Zerovian.
Wow, that is great. They're really trying to push this bot lane advantage right now. Give all the gold onto his Sickleys. Like we had said, he's the shot caller, the playmaker for Air here, and he really wants to push that advantage. Make sure Jin is more useless than he ought to be against Zac. And we actually have Taco running up to Defox, and he just walks it off. That's all it is.
That top lane matchup is brutal.
Now let's take a look at the jungler's level and CS discrepancy. You want to touch on the importance of that there?
Well, it looks like in jungle, when you're only down 8 to 10 CS, it's a lot more of an experience deficit than it would be with lane minions, because the jungle minions give so much XP.
Yeah,
If Gragas can hit that level 6 first, he can make a super high impact play as opposed to Zach just having that E to go in, where Gragas has the Predator and the body slam. All
yeah, absolutely. And the reason that we pay attention to the levelers, the level, especially on people like ADCs or junglers, because every time you level up, you basically get free stats. So experience points are worth its weight in gold. So if you're down 2 levels, you cannot engage the enemy laner unless, by some odd reason, you have twice as much gold as them.
Yeah, Zach is almost a full level and a half down on that Gragas.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has been making his mark around the map, which is perhaps why definitely is why he's so low. But he does have to keep farm in mind. It is an important part.
Sonic's stepping up a little bit far here. His flash is just coming up, so maybe he feels comfortable walking ahead like that. But he is in the 1v2. He should be able to keep it. Okay, backing off.
There we go. And again, even with the 2-kill lead, Sonic is about 20 CS in front of this, in front of his Siglis, which is quite impressive. The man knows how to farm.
He does, and it looks like everybody on Mountain knows how to farm. It looks like CS leads across the board, especially in that top lane.
Yeah, they're down a kill, and they still have about a 0.5k gold lead here. Farm is just so important. We have the mid lane turret also going down pretty low with Defox. Gulen wanted to back to buy, I'm assuming his tier or his catalyst. And in the meantime, Defox has just been shoving it in just like Malzahar wants to do.
Yes. We shoved that Anivia in. She can't shove in Rome. Ooh, Unscreen going to Zach here. Looks like he might proc that passive. Should be a clean kill here for Unscreen. Wonder if he's going to give it to the Scion. Looks like they might have been fighting over it, but Scion does pick it up in the end.
Oh, and then Gulen's getting caught in down there, flashes out. Big belly bump.
The Predator comes in, flashes the wall. That is a lot of CC. You're not getting out of that one. See if they can pop the center tower. Looks like they should be able to pick it up. Defox getting the kill.
Fantastic. And it all started with that unstreamed invade. He knew he was a level up on Zach. And in the early game, your level 6 is the most important part because you gain an extra ability over
and that
your
first
opponent.
tower coming in too. Pretty big fight coming in here bot lane. Zyra just chunking that Nami. Cop. Oh. Barely. Oh. Gets hit by that ignite actually. Looks like took him down. See if Icicle can get out here. Jin does have heal. Oh, misses the snare. Okay, looks like he's just gonna back off.
Wow, in just a few seconds, this whole game has turned completely around. They were going pretty even, but that back and forth, the jungle invade, first tower down in mid plus the kill on Gulen, and then the shenanigans, the brouhaha in bot lane. Overall, Mountain is pulling in the lead.
Oh, almost 3k ahead now. Just at 11:30 in. That CS lead, huge part of it. I think almost every, looks like, yeah, every single lane is ahead in CS, even the jungler, up by almost 20.
Yeah, great job. And we see Ratty Z on his trademark Scion pick. He's 2-0-1 right now. He's got double Fiora's gold. Fantastic. Now, if Taco can go up and get a shutdown on this Scion, that'll be huge.
Oh, good block on the Scion. They should be able to proc his passive on your tower there. Good play by that Zach. Max range Q to get that pool back in.
Nice. And the gold goes on to Shoemaker, which in this case is where you're going to want it to be. You can't split push.
Looks like Malzahar's caught out here in River. A little out of position, got greedy for the kill on the Nami, and he's definitely going to pay for it. Icicle 3-0 now. Unstream going on Gulen. He does have ult. Let's see if he can pick up the kill here. Looks like he wants to back out because he's in danger of dying. Has the flash. Oh, lives with no HP.
Wow.
There to get the Zac out. Well played by Unstream, but maybe a little bit greedy positioning.
And then just as soon as we were saying how Mountain's getting so far ahead, they go ahead and close the gold lead.
Caster curse.
That's 100% what happened there. All right, so they shut down the lead from 3K down to 1.5K about. So still anyone's game at this point. And it looks like they're going to be pressuring this bot lane tower. The bot lane tower is below half HP.
It is getting pretty low. Zach's hovering around there. He probably knows they're going to try to be taking that tower out. I expect to see him come in for a gank here. Finishing that Gromp up. They are pushed onto the tower. Looks like he's just going to go for the wolves, not coming bot. I think he could have pulled off a kill there.
That's where you start screaming in all chat, where the F is my jungler.
I know that pain all too well.
Solo queue special.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I was actually trying to touch on earlier with the Fiora split push, generally you can't split push too effectively unless you are the strongest person in the game. You have to, in order to successfully split push, you have to be able to win any 1v1 match.
Even 1v2, yeah. And she is pretty behind right now. We talked about that parry blocking the Scion Q. I think I've only seen one get blocked, so he's been pretty good at landing that stun Radizzi has.
Yeah, Radizzi's actually doing a great adjustment with the stun. Normally, you have to charge it up about 1.5 seconds to get the knockup. If you do it early, oh, we have a little bit of a fight. Okay,
tower going down.
And this is trouble for Air Drake. With the towers down, you're able to move through the map a lot easier. You're able to control the vision a lot easier. And it's going to be tough for Air to figure out what objectives they can safely take, what objectives they're missing out on with both mid and bot tower down.
It's so hard to push up for that deep vision when you have those towers down. So really scary to try to walk into bushes when Mountain has the Malzahar, Zyra, Gragas, Scion. There's so much CC.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what I was touching on earlier before, bot lane tower. Oh, it looks like they're going to take the Air Drake too. It always hurts when you lose your own Drake.
A little bit of BM there by Mountain taking that namesake Drake.
And they going down. Now the next Drake is Mountain Drake, so Air should answer and say, "You take our Drake, we're going to take yours." That's the way. All right. Yeah. So what Radizzi is doing for the adjustment is instead of doing the knockup Q, he's letting go of it early, so it only does damage. It doesn't actually do any CC. So Shoemaker's not actually able to get any of the stun off. It's a great move by him. I love it.
Very smart play by Radizzi, and we expected to see him making smart plays in that Scion. It is one of his best champions.
The guy is a powerhouse on it. Especially with the chromas he rocks every week. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's blue. It's you're a one trick if you have multiple chromas. Look out when you see that in lane. And it looks like Jin and Zyra, that's Rovian and Sonic, are gonna move to top lane. Why don't we go into why it's so important once your bot lane tower has dropped, why you want to switch lanes here?
Well, you want to look to move your bot lane to top side of the map if it's pre-20, just to get pressure on that Rift Herald or the top lane tower, because the AD carry does so much damage to those objectives. Especially an AD carry like Jin, who does get a lot of attack damage. He can shred those towers and get that Rift Herald objective to take him down even further. So well played by Mountain to rotate that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's pushing the advantage, just like you said. It looks like Radizzi actually went for a Scion ult, but Gulen was able to put up a Nivea's wall, and Scion stops moving forward when he hits terrain. So it's pretty funny interaction there. I love that. All right, and now we have.
Looks like they're trying to go into this bot lane. Doesn't look like they're going to catch him. A little too fast. Nami ulting in. Icicle getting the kill on the Gragas. Jin had to flash out. They have the teleport coming in. I'd like to see him cancel this. There he goes. That would have been certain death teleporting into the middle of those 5 players.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm not sure if it was Sikli's feathers coming back or if it was Fiora hitting the vitality, but Gragas went from half HP to dead. It was such an explosion of damage. Yeah, it's probably looking at his items too. He doesn't have any actual HP.
Back going in. Now Jin has no flash. He's looking to get him CC down there. No follow-up though, so unfortunately they can't clean that one up. Nivea gets rooted, but Jin's pulling out the ult. The huge combo there. The Malzahar is so good at comboing CC with Jin long range. Good ult by the Xayah to dodge out that Zyra ult. Looks like he's gonna get chunked out by the Jhin maybe. Pops heal. The bubble just... Oh, the red buff cleaning up those kills. Malzahar's silence coming through. It's probably gonna be dead icically. Oh, Clown Fiesta on top lane. Everybody is dying. Looks like Mountain come out on top though, but solo lane is proving to be just a little bit stronger.
Woo! And that's a big shutdown goal too with this Seekly's going down. That's 750 gold. Gragas is now popping the Herald. This is going to be a painful loss here.
Now, what a lot of teams do, and I hate when teams do this, is they'll pop the Herald and then walk away. I love to see them walk that up to the second tower and get the most bang for your buck out of that thing. There's so much damage.
Yeah, they
looks like they're getting that second tower too. I don't know if Anivia can stop this. Yeah, Herald should be able to. There you go, cleans it up.
Match is opening up for Mountain over here. They're clearing the objectives. They're turning the team fights into
long range root by the Jhin. Shoemaker dashing the wall just in time before he gets knocked up by that Scion Q. Really good W by Jhin to root Sonic. I mean, Shoemaker there. Almost max range.
That was a great route, but then a great answer with the dash over the wall. And I didn't think Shoemaker actually had any more mana for any more moves, so got out just by a hair. Now, what are we going to need to see from Air for them to get back in this game? Now, I know it's just a 3K difference, but objectives are favoring Mountain so hard.
Yeah, I'd like to see Air actually kind of try to turtle right now. They can't deal with that Scion with the Fiora. He'll 1v1 her every time. They do have a little bit better of a scaling team, though. I'd like to see them scale, get the Fiora, maybe 3-4 items. I think that's their win condition, is that split pusher being able to kill the Scion, if it can ever happen. And the Anivia wave clear should allow them to just turtle long enough for that to be the case.
Yeah, it's for sure going to be a hard time for Fiora to try and... Oh, Taco running in.
It looks like Zach's going in here on the fight, getting that... Oh, he got interrupted. Zyra all coming through to zone him out. Looks like nobody's falling. Oh, the Jhin ult opening up. They're already far enough away, they shouldn't be in too much trouble dying here. Ratty Z just pressuring that top bot lane tower.
Yeah, and as you were saying with the...
Going back in, Zach. He has his passive here. Oh, he didn't have his passive. Surprisingly, he chose to go in on that, seeing he was so low. Might be able to open up this tower for Mountain Drake with the Zach side.
God, and there's the poke from Zyra. It's so hard to answer the siege from Mountain when they're this far ahead.
Scion ulting in bot. Fiora's getting to that point where she can almost 1v1 with all. He actually has to flash out, so maybe that time coming a little bit sooner for Airdrake than we expected. Getting those marks with her ultimate really allowing her to chunk Scion down despite how tanky.
I am very surprised she's able to do that much damage because look at Scion's items. He's got a Warden's Mail, Ninja Tabby, Sunfire Cape. The man is building straight armor, which counters Fiora, but she's able to proc the vitals, that little mini game that she has. Yeah, true damage goes ahead and ignores all of that.
Now, what do you think about the Triforce choice on Shoemaker's Fiora? Something I've rarely seen.
Yeah, I don't know about going against a Scion. So you do get a lot of damage from the Triforce proc whenever you throw your Q out. You get the movement speed, which you normally would from Black Cleaver, which I know a lot of people like to go. It's interesting. I think Black Cleaver may be a better move here, especially with a Iceborne Gauntlet on the Gragas.
That armor pen, yeah, he needs that shred.
That armor pen. He needs the shred. He needs to definitely win these engages. But perhaps he just favors the attack speed and the what's it called? The Sheen procs more than he does on the armor shred.
He was able to win that 1v1, so I mean, it looks like it's working out for him now at this point. We'll see if he can keep that up, because Scion did burn his flash. If he gets another 1v1, he might be able to get the kill, but it looks like Scion's just going to sit top lane now. He doesn't want to deal with that Fiora right now.
Yeah. I mean, we can criticize it all we want, but like you just said, he did win that 1v1. So perhaps the Triforce is the way to go. Shoemaker's teaching us something today. And we do see Shoemaker speaking, which is doing the right thing, going in bot lane, trying to push in that wave. We'll see if anyone's going to try to respond to her. Scion did back. Zukin probably just waiting to fully purchase that Thorn Mail, which is going to be a pain in the butt for Fiora.
Yeah, if you're Mountain Drake, you really want that Baron for the split push with the Fiora, but it's so scary to go into a Baron fight against an Anivia, Nami, Zac.
Yeah, you put them in the... you put everyone grouped in together like that. Anivia's area of effect ultimate is going to love that. She just drops that in the pit, and everyone takes massive magic damage. Zac jumps in. He's able to group everyone up into his jelly mold and bounce them wherever he wants. Even though they're far ahead in gold.
Looks like they're starting up the Baron here. There's a ward in the back, but it is countered by that pink ward. We'll see if they move over. Scion TPing in. I think Mountain might just have to back off this. Anivia and Zac are both there. It looks like they're staying on the Baron, though. See if they can pull it off. Anivia is very, very far away from this fight. They might just be looking to go for the Zac steal and not commit too much.
Yeah.
Fiora's TPing in. Nami has the ult coming in. Zac's E'ing in. Zac should be able to get at least 2 people with that knockup. Instantly Malzahar ulted. With the smite in the back of the pit.
With the steal!
Dainty Taco channeling me, getting that Baron steal.
What a fight!
Scion passive might do some work here. On the Xayah, rooted up. Scion passive just wailing away on Icically. A lot of damage there. Xayah falling too to that aftershock proc from Zac after the knockup. That is huge, huge, huge for Air Drake. Brought them straight back into the game, and that's what we were talking about too, is that Anivia Zac combo in that Baron pit. I didn't really want to see Mountain stay on that Baron. I wanted to see them pull off.
100%, and it comes into like a geography question almost. It's no longer economics with the gold lead, with the how open the map is. Unless you're super far ahead, you do not want to be in a cramped area with Anivia, with Zac, with Nami. So Mountain was trying to push their lead. They felt strong. They knew they could win every 1v1, but the team fight seems to be going in Air's favor. That's a great way to swing the game back to them. And now they're just down to a 2k lead, a 2k loss, but they have Baron buff.
Yeah, I'd like to see where that Gragas was, because Zac got Malzahar ulted in the back of the pit before that steal. I'm just looking at the replay here to see if I can see Gragas got zoned out of the pit. He actually E'd out of the pit, and that allowed Zac to just be there for the smite. He was out of range.
So it was a positioning question there. Wow, great job by Dainty Taco. Truly a hero, keeping this game in grasp for Air here. So now they have to convert this Baron into objectives, right? It's nice. Everyone got 300 gold in their pockets. You just killed some people. But now you need to take this Baron and you got to get some towers.
Yeah, I'd like to see them just send all their members to mid lane. That first tower is still up. Fiora, I think, is strong enough to fight that Scion now, as we did see earlier. I'd like to see them just shove that wave down with Anivia and look for the Zac picks.
Yeah, and it is a little unfortunate that Shoemaker does not have the Baron buff on him.
Zac going in. Misses the E, just has to walk out of that one. Nami all coming in with the Gragas. Rooted up by the Xayah. That's just a dead unstream. Malzahar ult on the Nivea. Jin ult opening up the back. Great Zyra ult to kind of zone the Scion there. Nivea does have passive, so he'll be respawning. Ooh, knockup coming in. Cop just getting out. Fiora going a little too deep. Probably going to be dead there. I don't think Air Drake can re-engage. Oh, the Anivia wall. Perfect wall by Ghoulin. You mentioned that in Champ Select that his walls are going to be on point, and he's got some really good ones. That one was good.
What a brouhaha down in mid lane here. And I'm sorry, my game keeps lagging, so you're just going to have to keep casting here. It looks like it finally did hang out.
Jin getting out with that move speed that you did mention on the Hail of Blades. Gonna keep himself safe there. Dragon coming up now. Mountain Drake. Let's see who goes for it. Looks like they just want to push that bot lane tower down with that last few minutes of Baron buff. Minions might be able to take this on their own. Baron buff is expired. Now, unfortunately, that Baron buff expiring actually didn't allow them to take that tower.
So close. And I believe that tower may have helped push over the gold.
Summoner has
Yep.
disconnected.
Paul's coming in. Zach DC'd, it looks like.
Those Krugs are doing some work on them, and there we go. Perfect.
DDoSed by the Krugs. Common problem.
All right. So let's take this. I mean, a lot just went down here. Let's take this moment to go ahead and recap the fights, the moves,
A
the
summoner
engages.
reconnected.
That Baron was just so huge for Air Drake. It really put them back in the game and allowed them to get so much pressure on their map. It actually looks, they only took part of a tower. I don't think they got one tower off of that Baron buff, which is actually really surprising.
Yeah, they were able just instead to take the Baron, just gave them the confidence to do these team fights. I'm gonna say, looking at the way it's been going, they may not want to split push with Shoemaker anymore. They may just want to keep them and try and do a 5v5 team fight because they're coming out on top when all members are on the same screen.
They are. It looks like they have that synergy when they have all their members there. Shoemaker Split has had a lot of trouble with the Scion, so if he groups, they might be able to just do enough damage to win that fight.
Yeah, and without the Baron being on the Fuhrer, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get any objectives. From here, hopefully, they'll be able to move to Mountain Drake. We do see Scion is a little out of position, but so is Fiora. I would say in a fight in the Dragon Pit, that 4v4 goes to Air's favorite.
I think so too. Just like we saw in the Baron Pit, Dragon Pit, similar geography. They're going to just look to take those fights on objectives as much as they can.
Yeah, and to break down what we mean by that. So area of effect abilities are ones that do not attack one single target. It's like an area in the map that anyone who comes in that zone will take damage, will take crowd control. Dainty Taco, unfortunately, just left again. So when you have an objective like a Dragon Pit there, where everyone is forced into a tight little ball, the team with more area of effect abilities tend to win out here. And that's why we're going to see the Nami, the Zac, and even the Zaya with her feathers going all across the Baron Pit, and she could call them all back in, dealing massive amount of damage to everyone in that ball. This is why Air is having so much success in these objective fights.
Yeah, it's just easier to play those AoE damage comps around those objectives because all you have to do is just cast your AoE ability, and if they're in a choke point, they just die. Super immobile champions on Malzahar and Jhin, the two damage for Mountain, so if they get caught by NACC, that's just a fight lost.
Absolutely. Now that we have a little bit of a lull too, we could take another look at the scoreboard. I know there's been so much action that I haven't even been able to look at the raw numbers here. D-Fox is really showing up with his 5-1 Malzahar.
He is showing up. We'll see if it's going to be enough. It is really hard to play Malzahar into those kind of teams that just have so much CC, you can cancel your ultimate. If you can get a channel off on somebody in combo with that Jhin, Scion, or Gragas CC, even Zyra, you can look to be getting some quick kills there.
Yeah, that's definitely. He does have to play a fine game of dancing in and out of range of his abilities, because Malzahar, even if you are 5-1, can melt pretty quickly if you're in the wrong position. Meanwhile, on Air's side, Sickly is sitting comfortably on a 6-2 Zaya with the Quicksilver Sash to try and negate the Malzahar ult.
So aside from his ultimate, Zaya's ultimate makes him her untargetable for a brief window. Has the QSS also, so just in case he does have that ultimate on cooldown when he gets CC'd, he can still manage to get out. Makes it hard for D-Fox to have a target for that ult, because you don't really want to ult the Zac or the Fiora.
Yeah, and even the Anivia can be tough to ult because of Anivia's passive, where when one would normally die, Anivia instead turns into an egg. So the question comes down to Mouse is you kind of got to pick your poison, right? Do you attack the AD carry who has two ways to get out of your ultimate? Do you attack the Zac and the Anivia whose passives allow them to survive your ultimate? Maybe just lock down the Fiora and hope she doesn't parry it.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to see him play around that Anivia passive being down, go for those lockdowns on Anivia, because that's a huge part of Air Drake's team fight damage, is that AoE and that wall countering that Scion ult so well. I think we're going to be seeing Defox put a lot of those R's onto the Anivia.
Yep. It's definitely going to be the right choice because even if though Gulen is showing 2, 2, and 3, the damage stats, I'm sure when we get to the end of the game, you're going to see are going to be far into his favor because of his placements of these walls, like you said, and of his ultimate. So it looks like we're going to jump right back into the game. Taco decides not to go after the Krugs because screw that.
Not trying to get DDoS by those Krugs again. Smart play by Taco, just moving to the Mountain Drake.
You know, Krugs OP. Krugs OP. And looks like they start up the Mountain Drake here.
Pulling off of it. Drake is resetting though. It's not pulling out like they want it to. There it goes. Might see a smite fight here with Unstream looking to go into the pit. Unstream takes the Drake. Only a Mountain Drake, but he was able to get in there and really zone their team with that ultimate. Ratty Z dropping now.
And that is 3 Drakes now for Mountain. Great steal by Unstream to try and answer Dainty Taco's Baron steal from earlier. With Ratty Z down though, they should push forward and try and get some objectives here.
There's a large wave top lane. It looks like Fiora is going to answer that, and the rest of them are just basing. I'm surprised that they didn't go bot lane to finish off that tower, but it looks like they wanted to make the safer play and just base.
Yeah, perhaps they're sitting on a lot of gold from the previous team fight. They think it's better to buy right now. We still do need to see them convert this gold into objectives, because at the end of the day, you could be down all the gold in the world, but all you have to do is kill the Nexus. And that's Mountain's mentality right here. Every time they win a team fight, they go objective, objective, objective.
Mountain's mentality with the double Mountain Drake. It's going to provide them a lot of true damage.
They're living up to their name here, huh? The Mountain Drake is a Drake that helps you do more damage towards objective.
Jin. He's just going to walk out of that one. Baron spawning here in almost a minute. It looks like we're gonna... Oh, Fiora going in. Zyra ult just zoning that Zac out. So effective at zoning his dive. Jin actually opening up. Ooh, hits the Fiora with the snipe. Great shot by the Jin.
Wow.
Sonic.
Wow, and then Nivea wall prevented the Ratty Z ult.
Yes. So hard for Mountain to translate those kind of fights into objectives, though, that Anivia wave clear with the blue buff is so strong. Malzahar's ult is up, though. We're going to see if he... Ooh, Malzahar ult... Oh, I expected to see that come through there. He was a little bit far away. The Anivia wall, again, zoning the Scion onto tower damage. She's tanking enough to live there, though. Air is pretty low. I'm not sure if they want to stick around here. Might just have to get this tower up.
This is just pure stubbornness on Mountain's side. They're gonna stay, they don't care about the wave clear, and they're gonna just keep bashing their head against this tower until it finally goes down. And sometimes that's what you need to do.
Yeah, Jin with that rapid fire cannon can just get those autos on. Ooh, gets knocked up by the E's and Zac. Move speed, Hail of Blades getting him out though. Oh, Malzahar all coming down to the Anivia. Pops the pass and Cup falling down. Xayah flashed out on the side. Fiora full HP, still in the fight. Awesome E by Zac there into Ratty Z. No HP. Xayah just free farming in the back, farming champion kills. Oh, gets hit up by those roofs. Okay. So we should be able to see Air Drake push this tower down, maybe look to do a Baron.
And that's the thing, they have to convert this into objectives.
They have struggled with that most of the game. Let's see if we can get them to convert this here. They have one minion. Zac can probably tank this out. Looks like Mountain's not even going to bother stepping up to contest that. Mid lane tower goes down for Air Drake. I'd like to see them rotate to Baron now. Looks like they're kind of just going to clean up some jungle CS, maybe base and buy some items. But there was 3 dead on the side of Mountain.
Yeah, they sent Shoemaker bot to answer the wave, but I would have liked to see more from the tower than just one tower. Although, to be fair, the mid lane tower, first tier tower, is the most important tower to get. More important than top T1, more important than bot T1. So this opens the map a little bit for them. They're able to put in some wards and make Mountain more defensive because they don't have that protection right there in the middle of the map.
Yeah, looking at the gold here, it's about bang even on gold. Only a couple hundred gold difference here. So Air Drake making a pretty big comeback as far as that gold difference is concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see why both teams here were tied in the same position. Both of them are 3-3. It's pretty fitting that the game should be this even, 32 minutes in.
Oh, Ratty Z getting chunked by Shoemaker. It looks like Shoemaker feeling pretty comfortable in that 1v1 now, sitting on 2.5 items.
And then we have in this fight right now, in this matchup, we see which team is valuing vision more simply by how many pink wards are on Air Drake's team. Each one is carrying at least one. Zach's carrying two. Vision
picked one up for
wins games.
Shoemaker here. Said, "I got you, buddy. I'll buy your pink ward for you. Don't waste the gold."
You just worry about getting that Fiora nice and chunky, nice and fat. I'll be your vision bot.
It looks like both teams trying to just clear up Baron vision here.
Yep. And the bot lane, Radisy and Shoemaker all each other.
Now, Nivea does have that level 16. Malzahar is still 15. So Nivea's ult does a lot more damage on that third rank. So the wave clear is just going to be huge here coming out for Air Drake. Very, very difficult for Mountain to push in like that.
Yeah, and I think actually Golan could have killed D-Fox there. He had the ultimate going, but D-Fox used his silence, which stops Anivia's ultimate, and that little play might have saved his life. Look at the size of that wall now.
Takes up the whole... I'd noticed that. It takes up the entire lane. I didn't know it got that big. That's insane.
I wonder if he's maxing that before the E? Perhaps only a couple points into E? Because I can't imagine you can put any more levels into that wall.
No. Looks like he just leveled that just to counter that Scion ult like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, great play by Golan.
Fiora's in the top lane now, yeah. Scion rooted up there. Not too much they can do to him off of that. Fiora's still top lane, has a teleport up. Scion going in. All put onto the Zac. Damage rooted in the back line. Golan is kind of zoned off from the rest of the team there. Scion was good. Shoemaker falling down here. Zac with a huge E on the 4 members. Oh, pulls them all. Nobody's dying yet, though. Actually, looks like Zac paid for that engage there. Gragas barely making it out with his life, and his diver ult's zoning him out. Sonic looking to get some more snipes here. Misses the last few shots. They dodged him out. Looks like a dragon dance now.
Wow, everyone got so low in that fight. Still going for the mountain here.
They're definitely looking for this Baron now. Triple Mountain Drake on Mountain Drake.
Very, very appropriate. This is the right call, I think, going straight for Baron. You get that thing can melt so fast with 3 Mountain Drakes helping your damage.
And the Malzahar Boiling is tanking some of that damage too. Gragas is a little low. Can appreciate that. They're just melting this Baron. No response from Air. They can't get there in time. Baron, the Mountain Drake.
And again, the game can swing back right into Mountain's favor. We saw Air coming back, looking like they were going to try and close it out after a couple more team fights. One successful Mountain pull from Team Mountain, and they're again able to convert it straight into objectives. They kill 1 or 2 Air Drakes, go right for the win. They don't mess around. They have the objective mindset, which is really letting them pull ahead now.
Yeah, I'd like to see it a little bit different team fighting here from Air Drake. It looks like the Zac is diving in. I think it's costing him his life more than if he's stuck next to the Xayah, because the Sickly's going to be doing almost all their damage. I'd like to see the Zac trying to... Ooh, rooted Nami. No follow-up really for that root, though. Like I was saying, I'd like to see Zac peeling for Isically as opposed to diving. I think that's one of their win conditions here. He can live.
Yeah, for sure. And we had touched on it earlier, too, the level difference right now. Like, the ADC should not be a higher level than the jungler. And we see Sonic is level 16, while Dainty is level 14. So he's not going to be able to be as tanky as he wants to by doing those deep dives.
Well, Jhin opening up again after that good root onto the Anivia. Shield coming out should be able to save him. Tower going down just to those Baron minions, though. Now they're going to be chunking that inhibitor. Scion already pushed the wave in bot. It looks like they're going to be looking for double inhibitor here with that Baron buff. Huge swing.
starting to get very, very scary for Air here. They're breathing down their necks. They're backing them into a
Raga
corner.
on his ult actually got parried by the Fjord, so he was locked in place. Sion with a huge knockup on the two members there. Malzahar all coming through into the Zac, locking him down. His passive will come out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Mountain Drake can push for the end here. They got the Baron buff, 2 inhibitors down, 1 member down on the side of Air Drake. Zyra all zoning out that possible engage from Air Drake. Nami getting chunked out so low. Jin with the triple kill.
Holy
Cleaning
cow.
up. Sonic really showing up. Looks like he's not going to get that penta. They're going to hide in the fountain though. They don't want to give him that.
Man, that totally escalated. It looked like Air was going to be able to fend them off from there. But Mountain, again, the stubbornness. They say, we want the objectives, we want your Nexus, and we're going to push until we get it. Great job by Mountain Drake.
And the RNG gods were listening with that triple Mountain Drake. Allowed them to take so much after that Baron, and even to take the Baron that fast. They were able to push up the map so quickly.
It just played, those Mountain Drakes just went right into their playstyle, their namesake, their playstyle. I want to see how that dice is rolling, if they have some insider information, because that worked out perfectly for them. So now we're going to go on a quick, or an exact 3-minute break here. Be ready to get into game 2, see if Air is going to be able to keep them even, make it a 4-4 matchup with Mountain, or if Mountain's going to break down the walls.
Yeah, so it'll be good to see. I'd like to see Air Drake a little stronger on that objective control. Mountain was just able to run over those objectives and use them so well to push those towers down.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll be back in 3 minutes. See you guys then. Hey, Zabo, are you there? Dude, Hey, everyone, welcome back. We're going to get started right now for game 2 of Air versus Mountain. We saw a very, very close game. The tides were swinging back and forth between the two teams until Mountain was able to secure 3 Drakes of their own namesake and just shove down through pure stubbornness down to their Nexus and seal the deal. So Zabel, what do you got to say about that amazing game 1?
So back and forth. I mean, you just saw the objective fights. I thought they were going Air's way for a little while, but Mountain securing those objectives, allowing them to push forward, taking the towers. They were just so ahead on the map.
Yeah, and there were some amazing plays too. Dainty Tacos, Baron Steel, those Gulen walls. I mean, they could potentially make this a 1-1 series. It really could have swung either way.
Could have. It was very close, very competitive game. Super fun to watch, super fun to cast.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to see what they're pulling out here.
So we're going to right now go ahead and see if the champions are ready to move into the next game, and we'll go ahead and get it started. Do you think there's going to be any changes in the pick ban phase?
I really, really would like to see them ban that Malzahar. It's something I touched on in the first game, first champ select on D-Fox's Malzahar.
Yeah.
He is so strong on that champion, and he allowed them to get so many picks.
Yeah, he was really able to run away with that Malzahar. He's using the silence correctly. He knew who to ult, even though the choices for ults were not easy. Everyone seemed to have an answer for him, and he's still able to pump out a ton of damage. We're going to try and get into the game here. How do we feel about the Ilaoi versus the Scion ban? Who do you think you want Radizion?
After that Scion game, I'd almost be banning that first or second ban. He was so strong on that Scion, punished almost the entire lane phase. Barely lost to 1v1s to Fiora in the mid to late game, which is where Fiora is super, super strong. So I think if they ban that Scion, that'll be pretty good for them.
And right off the bat, we have the Morgana ban. We're going to make sure Rovian doesn't get his hands on that. Even with her root aside, just the Black Shield ability makes Sonic so hard to lock down.
Yeah, that Black Shield is super, super strong.
And then we see Unstream's Nocturne taken away. He's been playing a lot of that in his ranked games, and they don't want to see him pop off. He did have an amazing game, I believe it was last week, where he was just so oppressive. As soon as the ult was up, he was killing people.
And the Gangplank ban, no surprise there. Same as last game. Looks like Mountain Drake's going to stick with those same bans. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it looks like I believe the same is going from Air too, which, the game was a toss-up. One team fight, or if Air perhaps focused on objectives a little bit more, it would have definitely gone their way. So maybe it was more mechanics and not the picking, or maybe it was more strategy, not picking bans.
Yeah, the macro for Mountain Drake was really, really strong in that last game, able to out-rotate almost every objective, secure them for themselves, and the Malzahar coming through.
Once again.
This time for Air Drake. So we'll see if they can put that to use against Mountain to the same effect D-Fox did into them.
Yeah, Gulen has a great Malzahar too, and it's smart. You get your mid laner on one of his strong champions, and if it can steal a pick away from the enemy team, it's the best of both worlds. And D-Fox is going to answer with a I just forgot his name.
Looks like the Xerath here.
Xerath, yeah. I knew it started with an X, but I wasn't sure which one. And Rovian is going to go back with the Zyra.
Yeah, it's Zyra again.
Ooh, Seekly's going to go with the Varus. I like this pick for Seekly's because it's similar to the Ashe, right? He has an ultimate that locks down
Misfortune here with the Varus. Do you think that's a Misfortune support there for Cobb?
Whoa. This would be super interesting in the bot lane.
Very interesting pick that early for the bot lane. Don't know the enemy comp. Pretty comfortable on the Misfortune support to blind pick that into the rest of the team.
Yeah, and then Sonic's going to go back on Jhin. Now, the reason you pick Misfortune support is because of Zyra's plants. If with Misfortune's passive, normally it takes 3 autos to kill a plant. With Misfortune's passive and then Varus autoing it once, it turns into an instantly dead plant. So that could be the answer to that poke that Rovian was dishing out. Yeah, couple that with Varus able to lock them down with the ult, and then Misfortune blasts her gun.
Scion ban, as we expected, there coming through for Air Drake. They do not want to see that one again. He was so strong last game.
Great choice.
But
Great
Mountains
choice.
ban's going to be here last one.
Yeah, Ratty Z was showing up big time with that Scion. So if you can take that out of his back pocket, it can make a split pushing Shoemaker a lot stronger.
Ratty Z unfortunately has pretty deep pockets. We'll see what he pulls out here. His champion pool is pretty large. I'd like to see him go with the Dr. Mundo onto a double 80 carry team. Mundo is stronger into magic damage, but diving that back line on the double 80 carry with not that extra peeler from support should be pretty good for the Mundo. We'll see what he picks here.
Yep, absolutely. And he's definitely not going to get the Alawi. They don't want him on that either. We'll see if they go with. I mean, the right choice to do would be pick a jungler here because top lane is so counter pick heavy, and they decide to go with the Gragas.
Gragas again coming through.
Yeah, there seems like and then Dainty Tacos going with his Zac comfort pick. I mean, with the couple steals, the couple plays that he had there, it's not a bad choice. And he seemed to answer the Gragas.
Yeah, similar team comps coming here for these teams. Malzahar obviously on the other side. Junglers looking comfortable in these champions.
For sure.
Oh, the Urgot coming through.
Oh, Urgot is so strong right now. Shoemaker can make a player's life hell with that. However, a Mundo would be a great answer.
We talked about diving that back line. There is a decent amount of peel here, though. Mundo is going to have a little bit of trouble getting in there. But if he can get on either one of those, the Misfortune or the Varus, that's very, very scary for them.
Yeah. I do though like the Mundo into the Urgot. So for most melee champions, so Urgot is a ranged champion. For most, he can really be oppressive to melee champions because you have to walk all the way up to the minion, and when you do, he's able to hit you. You can't hit him, as goes with most ranged to melee matchups. The difference here is Dr. Mundo can just keep throwing his axes, which is one of his abilities, from a ways away. So he can still farm without getting punished too heavily and survive the lane against the Urgot.
Yeah, and I believe if he last hits the creep with that cleaver, it resets the cooldown by a little bit and actually grants some of that health cost back to him. So he's not going to get too low if he can manage to last hit with those cleavers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the interesting mechanics about Dr. Mundo, where most champions have mana they have to worry about. Dr. Mundo actually trades health for abilities. But like you said, if he does throw the cleaver, and then if you get a spirit visage, you actually gain more health back than what you had paid to throw the cleaver.
Yeah, the bonus healing. I'm interested to see the keystones here coming through. If he took any of the resolve tree, allowing him to heal even more from those cleavers.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the right choice to go with. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about this bot lane though. I love this Varus Misfortune.
I love that pick
Combo. What are your thoughts on it?
Super exciting lane. I mean, obviously the Jhin Zyra is so strong as we saw last game. Icically, the all-star player on Air Drake though, he can always pull out some crazy stuff. With the Misfortune combo, there's so much damage. I think we're going to see him either go that Comet or probably not Dark Harvest on the Misfortune support. We're probably going to see the Comet come through, which is a lot of damage combo with the Varus.
Yeah, it's such a good a poke lane with that because Misfortune has a move called Make It Rain, where it's again an area of effect. It's not that much damage, but more importantly, it's consistent and it slows the enemies. So while Zyra would like to use her plants to poke you down and harass you, they now have an answer with the Misfortune who can do the same. And like I was hinting to earlier, Misfortune and Varus can now shoot each auto attack the plant once to kill it instead of needing 3 or 4 auto attacks as you would with another support.
Yes, and the benefit of being ranged, not having to step up too close to kill those plants, really helps them out. They don't want to step into any of those roots.
Yeah, and Rovian was showing he was able to land a lot of those roots and start an engage, followed up again with the Jhin W. Let's talk a little bit about their synergy too, the Misfortune and the Varus, the synergy between their ultimates.
That ultimate combo is dirty. If they can land that Varus ult onto at least 2 members, comboed with that Misfortune ult, it's so much damage, especially with the Zac coming in. If he can lock down a few members for that Varus Misfortune combo, that's going to be a huge, huge team fight boon for Air Drake.
Yeah, and Asikali's been known to land his skill shots amazingly. His Ash um, starts a lot of plays by shooting out her frozen arrow. Varus will have a smaller range, but it's a similar concept, right? He can see the opening, shoot out the ultimate, and then tell his team to just go in, attack. Misfortune opens up with hers. Beautiful if it's executed properly.
Yeah, I'm loving the synergy here from Air Drake's comp.
Again, they look like to be a team fighting, team focused fighters, while Mountain Drake seems to be an objective focused fighter. So we can see if either side can go ahead and win after game one, which is so close.
Yeah, that's the story of these two teams, kind of. Air Drake looking for those team fights, Mountain trying to out rotate and get those objectives. Unfortunately for Air Drake, it worked out in Mountain's favor last game. We'll see if Air Drake can pull it out here.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and get the game started. While it's loading up, we could take a look at the keystones here. And just a little side note too, for some reason my spectator mode is getting buggy. So I seem to randomly freeze or jump backwards 15 seconds. So if I'm talking about something that doesn't make sense, that's why. And we have right off the bat an unsealed spell book for Urgot. What are your feelings on that?
Unsealed Spellbook is so strong. If you can get that early lane advantage, TP back, maybe swap to Ignite, get an early kill on the Mundo. Ignite is so strong on the Mundo, so I can see why he took that Unsealed Spellbook. You shut down that healing, go for the solo kill.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see how we'll see if Shoemaker's going to be able to take full advantage of that spellbook and use it strategically enough here. Now for the starting items, you see the Mundo starting out with the Doran's Shield. He is going to be scared of that Urgot poke, it looks like. And then across the board, no real surprises other than that.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Doran's Shield as well on the Jhin. Sonic does love to farm it. We could see that CS lead he had last game, even though he went down 0-2 early on in the game.
30 seconds.
Yeah, smart to take that
until
Doran
spawn.
Shield on the Jhin into that double AD carry lane. They're going to have a lot of harass from range. Already getting hit up by that Make It Rain.
Right off the bat. Yep, and then she does have the Comet, as you were speaking to earlier. So every time that is up, her Make It Rain will apply damage, it'll slow them, and her Keystone is a Comet that shoots out and does damage. Because they are slowed by her Make It Rain, it's going to make it easier for that Comet to land.
Minions have spawned.
And here we have Greg just shaking his big fat belly, doing a little dance, getting ready for the buffs to spawn, and we can get the game underway. So let's go ahead and dive into the mid lane matchups while we see the delicious start. How do you feel about Xerath into Malzahar?
I think the Xerath is super strong into the Malzahar. He can break that shield from so much range, and his mana sustain in the lane, because when Xerath autos an enemy, either champion or minion, he actually restores a decent chunk of mana, more when you auto a champion, so he's going to be able to stay pretty healthy as far as mana goes, pop that Malzahar shield, get some good harass down. Malzahar does have the shoving advantage when it gets into the mid game, so we'll have to see how Golan plays this out.
Yeah,
Epoch's getting chunked
go-
super low right now, though. He's on half HP almost.
Guling does definitely have those fancy feet. He's able to dodge every skill shot from Xerath so far. We do see Taco moving towards the scuttle. It is warded, so there's going to be a little bit of a fight down here.
Oh, stun just barely missing there. Taco is pretty chunked. Gragas decides to turn back around. Unstream didn't want a part of that one. Zach's flash was still up. Guess he thought it wasn't worth to commit to that. He is seen by that ward right now in River, though. Just going to safe play for the Scuttle Crab.
And this is so tough. Zach has such a weak early clear as is, and to be chunked that low, I think he should probably just move straight to the top scuttle and try to get that health back. But instead he goes to Wolves. Perhaps
Healing a good amount, because when Zach's low on HP, he does actually heal more from his passive that drops off from his abilities.
Sure.
Looks like he's maintaining the... Oh my gosh, Ratty Z getting chunked by that Urgot. Able to land a cleaver on the return.
There's that oppressive Urgot damage we were talking about. And with the corrupting potion, he's going to have a health advantage after all that. Meanwhile, bot lane, we do see even with the Misfortune and Varus combo, Rovian and Sonic are still able to push this lane and pretty tough.
Yeah, Isically getting pretty chunked there. Can't really step up the combo with any of that Misfortune damage. He has to play super safe from those Zyra roots. Looks like Defox is roaming up here on the Dainty. Still level 2 on the Zag. Has flash, isn't too scared, but losing this Scuttle Crab does feel pretty bad.
Yeah, for sure. The Scuttle Crab has become such an important part of a jungler's life ever since the patch changes about mid-season. And even if it's just a mental problem, it's just or a mental blow, it can hurt for sure. Yeah,
Dainty
we
Talk
have
level 2 on this blue buff.
again the Zac. It's just tough to clear with him early on.
Tanking both camps at once.
Yeah, this guy is looking to clear as fast as possible. Health be damned.
Ooh, Icically barely got out that red bot lane. Top lane looks like there's a gank coming through. Gragas hits the barrel. Urgot probably going to go down here. Gets that first blood. Huge play. He flashed in. Gragas getting that play with the flash W there. Oh, bot lane looks like we missed some action there. Zyra getting the kill into the Misfortune. Looks like she ignited.
Fights going on all over the place. It looks like it's going to be a much quicker early game than it was last series here. We have still the gold lead's the same, but we're getting the kills on the Gragas and on the Zyra. While Urgot had an amazing counter kill there. He should have been dead to rights as soon as Gragas re-entered the top lane. But because Gragas was 2 levels down, he was able to focus on the Mundo while tanking the Gragas damage.
Yeah, very well played by Shoemaker. Gonna be looking to see a lot of more plays like that coming out of him with this Urgot. Such a scary pick.
For sure. And he does have a minor CS lead here. See if he's going to be able to push this advantage, because something to note too, when the jungler ganks your lane and you go 1 for 1 and the kill goes on the jungler and not on the top laner, that actually hurts your teammate there. And like right now, we see Shoemaker just chucking down the Mundo. He's got a level up on him, and he's coming back with more items than the Mundo was.
Yeah, Mundo a little behind here in the lane. He's going to look to scale up either way. He should be hitting 6 here shortly. Just getting bullied by this Urgot.
Yep. That's 6 ultimate for Mundo though, where he's able to heal up.
Zac looking to jump over this wall maybe onto the Jhin. Jhin Zyra's flash are both still up. I'm not sure how much he's able to get out of this. Looks like he might be trying to... he just cancels the jump.
Decides not to go forward with it. It was a good idea. The lane was pushing, but like you said, both flashes up. Perhaps was not it. In top lane, Shoemaker went ahead, ulted Ratty Z, got so close to getting him down to a 3rd so he can lock him up. And then Ratty Z answered by ulting his own health back up to full health here. And now he's hunting him down. Big fight.
Defox and Unstream starting this dragon up. Gragas is so good at taking that dragon with that percent health damage on his W. Also damage reduction for him. He can tank that thing up pretty well solo. Damage zero to help him out. Zac's looking to return back to bot lane. Not sure if they have vision on that dragon. They're just taking it. Zac looking to play bot, but going in. Jhin just flashed out immediately.
Yep. Just what you had mentioned it before.
Dragon for Mountain Drake. Again, that dragon control is huge.
There it is. Taking Air Drake's Drake right there again. That flash, if we can touch back on Sonic's play there, was such a great reaction time. He had split second to decide to use it and got out of harm's way.
Yeah, this Zyra Jhin combo here from Mountain has been so oppressive to this bot lane for Air Drake. You have 2 games in a row. Ooh, see the flash ignite. Defox goes down to the Malzahar. Great ignite. Mundo TPing in. Zac there to peel him off, but he is pretty low. It looks like he's just going to get chunked down here. His passive proc. Oh, Rowdy Z falling to the Malzahar. That minion damage, huge. Zach's passive procs, but he does live. Unstream getting out of this one, safe. Great play by Dainty Taco from behind to come back there with a play like that.
Yeah, and major props to Golan for winning that 1v1 too. He knew exactly how much damage he can pull out with the Malzahar and was able to catch the Xerath, which with the range that Xerath has, is not easy.
He hit that silence, so unfortunately, Defox wasn't able to flash or barrier before he got flash ignited by the Malzahar, and then ulted obviously too. So Xerath will have both the summoners. Jhin opening up bot lane here. Cobb should be able to got the heal. Icically not scared of this last shot. Shouldn't be able to. It does hit him, but he's not going to be taken too low by that. Does miss the cannon on tower for that. Malzahar just shoving in mid.
Yeah, and again, we're going to see a very big back and forth between Air and Mountain. I mean, getting so chunked down, and then we have the kill in mid lane. So Golem is actually ahead in CS and in gold. But then in bot lane, we have Seekly's way ahead in farm.
Coming in top lane, seen by that ward. Urgot's not really. He's just going for the fight regardless. Solo killing him with the jungler there. The disrespect. Unstream just runs straight out.
Wow.
Baited his teammate into going for that fight. Urgot's damage is too strong.
And he gives the little thumbs up. That is, what a play. That Urgot is terrifying. He's so strong in today's meta. He's actually got a huge level advantage, a huge CS advantage. 2-1 in the top lane. Things are going to be a little tougher for Ratty Z this game.
2 levels and 20 CS. Ooh. Defox steps up for the CS and pays for it with his life. Just getting ulted there by Malzahar again. No summoners this time, so can't even get out of that one. Taken down by Gulen. 3-0 on the Malzahar, 2-1 on the Urgot. These solo lanes are coming through huge.
That's insane. And he looks like he's going to get first tower too. Huge gold lead. We're now seeing that their kills turning into objectives. Hairtrick's looking to come back on this one. They're not happy with that first game loss. They want to keep their position in the rankings, and the only way to do so is to knock down a Mountain.
Yeah, the bot lane for Mountain is looking really strong again this game, but the solos are really coming through here for Airdrake, pulling their weight. Misfortune rooted up, not much of a follow-up able to come through there from Zyra.
Very close. Yeah, Gulen is looking really good on this Malzahar.
On those solo lanes are huge. Almost a 2-level advantage for each one. 3 now for Gulen in the mid lane too. Jareth just leveled up. Mundo just has to get jungle farm to get anything here. Stealing away that blue buff.
He actually does steal away the blue buff. Just misses out on Taco. Oh, and bot lane is a big fight.
Now, something that I do see teams do in that situation is they'll both be running around, and it's the funniest thing because all you have to do is stand still behind your higher health member, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, they're both trying to like correct,
there,
but they both do make it out. Sonic's gonna go for tower.
Yeah, they should be able to get this one here. No one in range to contest. That's a tower for Mountain Drake. Coming through with the objective. Looking top lane though. Urgot diving the Mundo through his ult on the tower. Stays alive with full HP. Buff transfer complete. Urgot is so strong here. The Malzahar ulting the Gragas mid. Ooh, gets ulted back into the tower. Good play. Zanya's coming through. Hourglass, I should say. Let's see if he can land any of these. He needs one.
Nice job by
Taco.
Taco.
Good snipe. The Comet sniping him.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw that by Unstream, but he managed to ult Gulen back into the tower and also body slam him before he died at the last second. Allowed him to take a few more tower shots there.
death by Comet. So that evens up things a bit. Getting the shutdown on Defox, he's now going to be able to get some more, a worthy buy at least. That tower's so low to dropping in mid lane. And in top lane, Urgot is just running away with this game. Secures the top lane tower. Yeah, Shoemaker's really showing up big time. 3-1, completes the Black Cleaver at 13 minutes, and then some.
There's nothing this Mundo can do against him. I mean, maybe give him 25, 30 minutes, get a few items under his belt. That Urgot is running away with the game. Literally taking the ghost now. Just to chase down these members.
Yeah. So now we have mid lane and top lane for Air Drake winning hard. We have the bot lane, however, not a little behind on gold. So it looks like Asikli's going to just try and calm down, farm up, get some items on his Varus, which is the smart play to do here.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are kind of itching to fight right now. Urgot is still top lane. His fortune rooted up super low. Has to back off a little bit. Mountain maintaining that objective control like last game. We'll see if it can come through for them here.
Yeah, Infernal Drake is up. Big fight. You do want to secure this.
Urgot bringing down. Unfortunately, he's not there in time. Unstream able to smite that one away. Zach taking him back, though. Secures the kill. Malzahar ult onto the Zero from the side again. So much CC here from the side of Air Drake. Able to clean up that fight. Oh,
Sonic.
Urgot diving the tower. Between towers.
This
Oh,
guy.
Mobian. Double kill for the Urgot. Diving between two towers over the Zyworld. He doesn't care. He's killing them both. That Urgot is huge. 5-1. 50 CS lead onto the opposing top laner.
That's kind of been the story, right? They Mountain Drake were able to secure the objective, and then Air Drake goes in for the team kill, the team fight. However, this time, after the team fight, we see them now converting it into tower kills. And this is going to be the adjustment they had to make, the adjustment they are making, and it's letting them get the lead in this game.
Exactly as you mentioned in the last game, the adjustment they had to make. Using those kills to get objectives, they're doing that very well this game. We'll see if they can translate that to a win. It's looking good for them so far. Scoreline of 12-3 with about a 3K gold lead.
Yeah, and everyone's really showing up in this game. We're seeing Asikli's and Cop really starting to come online now. Getting that Blade of the Rune King is going to really help out the Varus in the fights. And I actually like this play by MF. She picks up an Executioner's Calling. So she's support. She's not going to do that much damage. But with that calling, she's going to completely reduce the Mundo's healing, which is so important. If you take away that tank, their team fights get a lot weaker.
Very, very true. We'll see what the teams look to do here. It looks like Mundo's still splitting top. Has teleport out. Urgot getting the ult onto him. Huge damage coming out from this Fortune support combo with that Verisol, like you mentioned in Champ Select, the lockdown. E-Fox barely making it out.
Nunstream does go down. Now let's see if they're able to convert. Now we have the Xerath backing with that very low health. If they're able to convert this into any objectives, any way we can see this further their lead.
I would have liked to see them go for the Rift Herald there. There is only about 3 minutes left on it, and I think that would have been one of the great opportunities for them to take it. Looks like they just wanted to rotate that Urgot bot lane to pressure that bot tower. I'd still like to see them pressure Rift Herald.
100% agree. Rift Herald is my favorite objective to secure. Listen to me, teams. Get Rifty. It's not just because I'm Scuttle Crab and I like anything with a shell. It is an important objective that's going to help you move your lead further.
Yeah, Shelly is super OP. Even if you just want to drop it mid lane, take that tower for the last tick, and then ignore it. Might even be able to pressure an inhibitor with the huge lead they have now. Looks like they're opting to just push those side lanes instead. See, we got about 2 minutes left on the Herald. See if they opt to go for it at any point.
Yep. We do have looks like Shoemaker's going to go bot side here. We have Varus answering the Mundo on top. And then everyone else is going to kind of go in the middle.
Fox getting chunked by that Urgot, exhausted, ulted. He is a dead Xerath. Wow. Urgot is going to continue to push this bot lane out. Nobody can really answer him either. He is so strong. They need at least 2 to 3 members to answer him, and if they send that, they end up losing objectives on the map too.
So this is what he wanted to do in game 1 with Fiora, right? Be able to win every 1v1, be able to win most 2v1s, and that lets you draw so much pressure from the team that look like right now, Asikli's and Dainty Taco are now taking the Rift Herald because the jungler had to go bot side to answer that huge Urgot.
Rift Herald going down here. I'd like to see them take it mid lane, but maybe look for an inhibitor tower with a giant lead and just kind of push this game through with that snowball. we'll have to see where Zach chooses to take that one.
Yep, looks like going to be a little bit of a reset. Everyone's sitting on some gold. We've got the objectives off the map right now. But yeah, like you said, this could be nice to see it. Take it to mid lane, open up the map even more. Yeah, man, Shoemaker's just walking up, and Ratty Z has to respect him. He's currently 3 levels down. There's nothing he can do about him.
When you're playing Dr. Mundo and you have to run away from the enemy team instead of running at them, that feels bad. Having to run away from the Urgot.
Yep, the doctor's supposed to go where the doctor wants, but not in this game.
Urgot says, I've had enough surgery, I don't need any more doctors. Mundo runs away.
There's actual 2K gold lead for Urgot over Ratty.
He's gonna go in. Hits D-Fox with the Zac. Oh, barely missing him with the ult there. Robian actually taking down Gulen there with some great damage from the Zyra. Not sure if he was tanking tower or not. Urgot drawing 2 members again, and they're both less than half HP after trying to fight him. Let's see if they can hold him off here. Urgot swapping back to teleport, continue that split push.
That snipe onto Gulen was huge by Rovian. His Zyra is so clean. Yep. And just Shoemaker just walking up, no fear. And man, I am sorry, my game is lagging, but I'm trying to keep up with you guys.
Shoemaker diving Ratty Z again with the Urgot on the tower, taking no damage from the tower. Mundo dead again. Oh, that feels bad for Ratty Z. Just not able to match that Urgot split.
That 4v5 now, and with Inferno up on the map, we need to see Air convert this. And it looks like, yeah, great adjustments from game 1.
Straight to that objective.
Great adjustments from game 1. Mountain.
Getting stunned up here. Getting a little low. Don't think we're going to see him go down. D-Fox and Sonic both chunks super low. Looks like they're able to get out there. See if Varus can get the... Oh, Q charge canceled by the Gragas. Body slam. Great play by Gragas. It's taken out in the end by Jin. Great shots. Misfortune tagging on stream with the corner of the altar. Urgot looking for that kill. Can't dive too far past that tower against so many members. Tower is low enough though, it should be going down here shortly. Not sure if he wants to stick around and finish this one off. Still tanking the tower, he doesn't care. Killing him regardless, still over half HP. Tower living with just a sliver of HP, looks like 63. 1 auto from anybody would have killed that one. Looks like they choose to back off, don't want to give up any more kills than they just did.
So what is Mountain going to have to do from this point to try and grab this game back from the clutches of defeat here? They're currently down 2 towers. It's 16-1. What's the game plan?
Mountain needs to get picks. They need to get picks with that long-range Jin snare into some Xerath long-range damage. If they can get picks, like pick off the Gulen, Robian was able to kill him in the last fight. If they can kill that Malzahar before a fight starts, enables them to use a lot more of their champion abilities so they're not getting locked down by that Malzahar ult.
For sure. Because the Air already wins team fights so strong. So you're thinking maybe more of a split, maybe more vision control. We can, like you said, engage with the Jin.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get some picks with that Jin. I think that's the one win condition here, is just to be able to pick them off. Looks like Riftshroud coming down here mid. A little far back, but it should be able to still run up and get that tower. Maybe even pressure the inhibitor.
Yeah, he may have just been running out of time with the Rift Herald. He was holding on to it for a while. Like you said, just one auto.
Varus autos it. Let's see if they follow through here for another tower. I'd like to see him do that. It's such a huge lead. I think they can basically just... Oh, Zach going in. Misfortune all coming down, shredding Gragas and Mundo. Getting ulted out of the last few seconds of ulti, unfortunately. Shelly falling down. Mountain Drake is chunked though. They're looking to back up, but Air Drake's not too healthy either. They're running away. Might be looking to just ward up that red side jungle and then try to bait a Baron after they reset.
The Baron bait would be a great play, but you got to make sure to deny vision here, which you see Mountain with 5 pinks in their inventory. Definitely winning the vision actually isn't nearly as bad as it should be when they're that far behind.
Jack going in here actually gets taken out. Gragas falling, trading 1 for 1 there. Oh, stunned up by the Xerath. Great flash over the wall to get out. Urgot, so scary in that backline though. Zyra there going huge, looking like she actually was able to take him out with that ignite. Malzahar pretty low. Mundo can just run into this one. He's not going to take too much from that magic damage. He's not really worried about that. Did get ignited. Able to heal through it though. Yeah, the way Mundo's passive works, he actually gets bonus magic resistance, I believe, correct?
Yep, definitely. And that's why you see a lot of Mundo players tend to focus more on armor builds. Only time you get the Spirit Decision is, well, you get it because of the bonus the healing gives you, not so much the magic resistance.
Yeah, you probably want that second or third item usually. Looks like he's actually looking to get that second item. If that's not a Warmog, so he is going to go for that Spirit Visage.
So look at what Mountain Head did there. They've been behind all game. They win one team fight, and then immediately get an objective. They truly believe in the Mountain playstyle. I love that.
They're staying true to it.
Yep. Now they just need to get some Mountain Drakes, and maybe they can start turning this game around. But these are definitely the plays that they need to do. This is how you get back into the game. It's going to be a crawl, not a sprint.
Yeah, that's Zyra is actually doing a lot of work in these team fights, able to zone out almost the entire team of Air Drake with his ult, and actually has able to kill the Urgot last fight.
Yeah, very surprising thing considering how large Shoemaker is. The Leandri's Torment is a great pickup. It deals a 2% more damage, and it burns on 1.5% of their maximum health. So since Shoemaker has so much HP, Rovian's able to do a lot of his percent health instead of just straight up damage.
Yeah, it looks like Shoemaker itemized that Hex Drinker probably just for the Zyra damage. He's not really taking too much from the Xerath. Scared of that Leandri's Torment, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and good heads-up play, good adjustment there. We do have another Drake coming up, an Air Drake, and I know just for pride's sake, Air would like to be able to snag that one, but if they do, they may lose the Baron.
Yeah, Mountain definitely sitting around this Baron pit. They know that's one of their win conditions. They want to come back, crawl back, as you said. Very, very true. And Urgot coming in, Defox actually has to flash out. Gets rooted up by that Zyra. The Zyra is so good into that Urgot because he kind of just has to run at you. That root, he's not running much.
Yeah. Even it looked like he had used was that Ghost he used and he switched out, or where was he getting that movement speed from?
I think he did use that Ghost and switch it out because it looks like that teleport's coming back pretty soon. Jin opening up with the ult, tagging Isically. They're running around, not standing still. Looks like they caught it by the end, decided to just stand still to dodge those Jin bullets. Able to just get out. Are pretty low.
And this whole time, Mundo has been bot lane, trying to farm up,
lane.
becoming relevant.
The rest of the team Mountain is looking for that Baron. They know they chunked him. Misfortune's recalling. Icically was low. They're going straight for the Baron buff. They don't have any Mountain Drakes to help them out this time, but they do have 2 pink wards to stop any vision coming down.
And there you go again. The second they get a lead, they're running ahead and getting an objective.
Teleport coming in here from Shoemaker. So scary for that Urgot coming in, but he's by himself almost. Gets knocked out by the Gragas. Misses Defox with that ultimate there. Probably would have been able to convert that kill. Looks like they're just going to get out and reset. Mundo getting ulted up here by the Malzahar. Should be able to make it out. Flashes out. Zach going in. 2 members knocked up. Doesn't get anybody with the ult though. Zyra's zoning that Misfortune is ult. Everybody's so low. Ooh, Gulen flashing in onto the Defox. Oh, it just barely dies to him, but takes out Defox's Ignite too. Dainty Taco slowed up. Whew. Crazy fight there. Everybody's so low. Urgot trying to see if he can get anything else. A little bit low on mana though. I don't think I want to see him try to fight this one. Getting stunned up there. He does go down to that Jin. Barris ult just barely missing there. Hits the slow. Should be able to make it out.
And there's that slow crawl back into the win. This is what they need to do.
Body slammed up. Mountain Drake just so good at fighting around these objectives, even from behind. They're able to just choose the correct fights and play so well around these objectives, and then translate it to another objective.
Goes right for the air drake. I love it. This game has gotten so close. We had such a lead for air drake here, and now they've just been methodically climbing back to the top of the
Ulti for the dragon, barely misses it. That's got to feel bad for Cop there. Not much loss on his part though, except for a cooldown.
So close to the steal. This game has gotten so incredibly close. There was a 5 or 4K lead for Air Drake at one time. Now look at it. We're looking at a 0.7K lead for Air Drake. Mountain is back in the running.
Yes, they are. I'd love to see Air Drake stop trying to go for these team fights. They need to let Shoemaker split push like he has been all game. That got them that huge lead. Oh, the altar over the wall that Ward just barely saw him. Immediately dead. Great ward there by Air Drake to catch someone coming up for vision on the Baron pit. D-Fox dead for 40 seconds.
This is huge. This happened just around the Baron. And Jin's in the back line. He's running up to try and get there. They're trying to rush down and burn down this Baron. This could be risky for both sides.
Leaving the vision up.
Wow, Unstring even gets knocked
Gonna
up.
come down to a 50-50 split steal. Jin ulting in. Gragas going for the steal. Urgot managed to secure the Baron. The smite's not coming through for either jungler. Shoemaker's so huge now, so much health, so tanky, able to just kill all these members just on the Zyra and the Jin. 1v2ing.
And the great thing about that, Shoemaker switched to smite while they're doing the Baron to help secure the Baron.
So huge by Shoemaker, such a heads-up play.
What a usage of that unsealed spell though.
Barely missing a flash flip there, not gonna matter. 4 members dead for 20 seconds for Mountain Drake. They'll be able to take this inhibitor very handily. Well, Zach is barely missing the knockup there. Probably just gonna get the inhibitor in the back, I would think. Reset, and then go for one of their side lanes.
Really got to praise Shoemaker for this game. He's been showing up big time. 11 and 3, 250 CS, secures the Baron. He is making up for his Fiora game in spades.
Secures the Baron, secures the Urgot ban from my team.
He has now secured the Urgot ban from all teams. I hope you guys are paying attention because that is a beast. Gonna have those crab legs just running at you. No one's gonna want that.
You don't want that.
So with Mountain was clawing their way back into the game, and after that team fight, that Baron's secure. Air is again in the lead. The inhib is down. So does Mountain just play it low and slow again? What's the game plan here?
I think they have to stick with what they've been doing. Slow the game down, wait off the Baron buff, wait off the inhib. They have to look for those great picks with the Jin, W, after some Xerath, or even Mundo cleavers or abilities land. If they can get a pick before the fight starts, they can actually look to win. I don't think they can win a straight up 5v5 though at this point.
Yep, Gold's getting a little bit. Let's take a look at the items here. We have the Jin. I mean, while his CS is good, Sonic does not have the lead over Sickleys as he did in game 1.
Yeah, and that Varus able to output so much damage. Such a huge front line in front of him too. Even though it's a misfortune support, the Zac and the Urgot are so tanky, able to heal him. And that Mundo, 3 levels down to the Urgot still, can't get on top of the AD carry or the support.
Yep, level 14 to 17, we see Sickleys. The enemy ADC is a level above you, which you don't want to see is as a top laner. We had discussed that actually with Shoemaker's Fiora. Now that the tables have turned.
Sickly altered into the tower. Super low there. See if you're have to kill him. Doesn't look like it. Urgot on the back line, chunking that Jin. So much damage coming out of the Urgot. Killing the Xerath too. Now he's on the Mundo. Some PTSD for that Mundo fighting the Urgot in the top lane. Oh, the Varus damage coming through huge onto that Mundo. Almost dying to the tower there. Shoemaker barely living. They'll be able to take this inhibitor out. Actually, they'll be able to go for that Nexus. They have super minions on the Nexus already. Baron buffing those minions even further. They can look to end the game here.
And with that, the series goes 1-1. Both teams go to 4-4. And they're able to just stay in the same rankings as before. What an incredibly close game. This is a rivalry in the making between Mountain and Air, between the team fight versus the objective. I'm super pumped after that. What are your thoughts?
Such a good game. Shoemaker's Urgot popping off there.
I think we got to take in one from each side for the interviews for sure. Anyone in particular you want to speak to?
I'd like to talk to Shoemaker from Air Drake on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get Shoemaker in for game 2, and let's get Sonic in for game 1. Go ahead. If Ted's able to pull them into our chat, we could just find out how this rivalry will continue to grow. Because what an intense series! All right, it looks like we're going to go ahead and try to get them in here. And at the end of the day, while we're pulling them up, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the damage. I actually have Golan's Malzahar doing almost as much damage as the split pushing Urgot. And then meanwhile, on Mountain's team here, the Xerath matching the Urgot. It's so incredible because in the series there was no lane. If you could look at both games, all the lanes basically evened out.
They
Like
did.
there was no one getting both completely stopped in both games. These guys are so evenly matched, and that's what turns into the most exciting kind of rivalries here.
Such good games from these two teams here. Back and forth all game, both games. Objective fight to objective fight, pushing towers and getting kills. They were back and forth.
All right, let's go ahead and welcome Sonic into the chat here. So Sonic, while we go ahead and pull Showmaker, talk to us a little bit about this Jin pick. Where's this coming from?
Jin, I played last season a lot and just got really comfortable on him. So he's been an old friend.
An old friend, for sure. And how's that synergy are you feeling with Rovian? You guys seem to really enjoy pushing the lane up there.
Yeah, we can just feel like we can be aggressive and punish, and we got the double root, tons of damage, so why not?
Yeah, you were landing those roots, root after root on them. You were able to put through a lot of picks for your team.
Thank you.
Fantastic job. And Shoemaker, the crawling Urgot terror from top lane. Talk to us a little bit about that pick.
Well, Urgot's just a good blind pick because he doesn't have a lot of bad matchups. And like we kind of thought he might pick Mundo, but you never know. He could have pulled out something crazy, so we just wanted to go with the safe blind pick. So we went with Urgot.
For sure. Now in game 2, we saw well, actually, in both games we saw you seem to be trying to split push a lot. So what was the difference between game 1 and game 2? What had changed that you were able to find that success?
Let's see. The first game, I don't know. I think Fiora's actually okay in the sign. I just played it badly, I believe. And then they obviously played it really well, just putting a lot of pressure on top, so I couldn't do very much. And then we just had a couple bad like miscommunications team wide, but the second game it was kind of like I got really ahead, so nobody could really take me. So the best option was either to split push or to just kind of like force us into them, which is a little more dangerous. So yeah.
For sure. Stable, you have any questions for them?
I want to know what was kind of going through your heads on the side of Mountain with your rotations. Now, were you planning on rotating to objectives every time you got kills, or was that just something that ended up happening?
We've been trying to take advantage of opportunities like that. If someone's ganking on one side of the map, we're trying to take an objective on the other, or if we have a free opportunity at something because of a death, then that's just where we've been drilling to and where we've been heading.
Yeah, very clean rotations coming through for you guys. Definitely impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we have Mountain Drake and Air Drake, both 4-4. You guys go 1-1 in the series split. Is this a rivalry we're seeing in the making?
Could be the two Drakes.
Just got to get those Drakes.
The two Drakes, similar record every week.
Yeah, was
Every
the morale
single
was the
week.
morale kind of shooting down after they managed to grab that air Drake, first Drake in both games? Was that tilting?
Definitely.
And we made it a
We're-
priority for sure.
Every time another team takes an air Drake, we're like, oh no, they're taking us down.
Takes a little bit of your soul there taking that air Drake.
Nice. So next time you guys meet, I want to hear if there's going to be any adjustments, anything that's going to be that's going to be sticking in your mind from your first series from this real rivalry.
I think we should respect the Scion a little more. We figured we might be able to play around it, but Ratty is actually very good at Scion and has good rotation.
Tokyo
So
Drift,
you never
baby.
know.
Tokyo
Drift's
Drift.
hard.
How about you, Sonic? What are you going to be carrying next time? Because I know you guys are going to be meeting each other again. It's too good not to.
Yeah. Well, my focus every game so far has been don't die, and it works out sometimes, and then other times it's just not quite there. But that's really where my focus is at.
Don't die. The simplest, yes, yet most important lesson of League of Legends. All right, so Zabel, do you have anything else you want to go over?
No, I'm good.
I want to ask how you guys felt about the Draven hover on both sides.
We did notice that.
I wanted to see it.
Icically was immediately like, yeah, I'm not picking this, but I'm just mind gaming them. And then they did it back, and I was like, oh no, they're mind gaming us.
I think
Maybe
next time,
that's what I want to see that comes out of this rivalry: someone just smashing the other one with Draven and
Someone
then
play
returning the favor.
yeah, we need to see Draven definitely next time you guys meet. You got to go 1-for-1. Game 1, Sonic, you're taking Draven. Game 2, go to Icically.
All right.
We had a little bit of a stinky cheese plan, but the Zyra pick kind of threw it off. So maybe you'll see it one of these weeks.
Sounds good. So with that immensely close series, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. And then, do you know actually, Zabel, what game's coming up next?
Well, I'd have to look. Let me see. Looks like next we have Gromp Ocean. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a break here. At 8 o'clock, we will have Gromp and Ocean. Thank you all for watching the Gromp League. The Gromp League. Oh no. Thank you all for watching the Rekt League. And on behalf of my great casters and Team Air and Mountain, see you soon.